So we're getting a bit more up close and personal in this video. I have not a lot of makeup on. I've just got my foundation on, which is Revlon Colour Stay in Buff because I am extremely pale. And I've just done my eyebrows with a L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. I have mascara on as well from Maybelline, and it's the Lash Sensational one. So I thought I'd do some more kind of like chatty beauty videos because I do love makeup. I love trying out new beauty products, and as you can see from my Halloween videos, I like being kind of artsy with it. So I thought I'd just do some chatty ones and try out some sort of newish products today. So I've just kind of done my base just so you don't have to see me do the whole thing. So I'm looking a bit pale and a bit odd. So I'm going to put some eyeshadow, contour, highlighter and lips on, and then I might look a little bit more human. So I'm just going to start off with some eyeshadow. This is the I Heart Makeup Chocolate Elixir palette. So this is kind of like a dupe for the Too Faced chocolate ones. It's a lot cheaper. I think this is about $8.99. They've gone up in price. So it's just like a rose gold dripping chocolate, and inside it has all the names. So all the names in this palette are kind of like obviously chocolatey, candy sounding. So we have like bubblegum, sugar, carrot cake, icing, coconut, which all sound very tempting, and it slightly smells like chocolate. I haven't tried the Too Faced ones, but apparently they're a lot more stronger scented than the I Heart Makeup ones. So as you can see, most of the colours in this palette are more burgundy autumnal colours. There's a lot of reds and a lot of yellowy copper colours. So I think I'm going to go with more purpley look today. So I think I'm going to start off with coconut, this shade in the corner, and just use it all over my lids as like a base colour. So I'm just going to use a small shadow brush from Real Techniques and use coconut and put it all over my lid. I'm then going to use the shade Vanilla in the corner to then go over near the top near my eyebrows. Kind of use it as a highlight and my inner corners. So then my first colour I'm going to put on is the colour Candy, which is kind of more of a mauvey kind of purple, and then I'm going to go in with a bit more darker burgundies to kind of cut my crease a little bit and blend out. So this palette actually is quite new. I bought it before Christmas. I can't remember when the release came out, but I do have the other I Heart Makeup ones. I have the original chocolate, I think it is, and then the one what's gold. It's not rose gold, but it's gold. I can't remember what it's called. And I have the pink one. I should remember all the names of this. I have a pink one. They have two pink ones. I have the baby pink one, and then there's also one what's like a darker pink. I think it's something to do with unicorns, and that's got like a really bright pink shade put into it. I would like to get some more, but I kind of chose the ones which I would wear more on a day-to-day basis. So because this one had a lot of like autumnal colours in and a lot of versatile colours, I decided this one was a better one for me. Also, my Superdrug started stocking an actual stand, had the I Heart Makeup and Makeup Revolution products on, so I was very excited to see this because I'd always seen them on Instagram and wasn't able to pick them up. So I thought now is my chance to try them out. And they're quite affordable. I am trying to buy some more premium makeup because I just want to test it out and get to know these products a bit more. Ones like Too Faced and Benefit and Kat Von D, I really want to try more and see if they're better quality, but I've always just stuck to the budget which I feel like I can afford. So I've just put that all over my lid, and because I have quite a hooded lid, I put my eyeshadow up to this section just so you can actually see the colour, because if I didn't, when I have my eyes open, you can't actually see much that my eyelids have things on, which is rather annoying. I'm hoping as I get older they don't droop down too low. Unfortunately, some people are just born with hooded eyes and some people have more prominent eyelids than I do. So then using a bit more of a fluffier Real Techniques brush, I can't actually remember what the names are for each ones. I'm terrible at this, I need to remember. But it's more of a fluffier brush, so it's easier for blending out, whereas that one I used before being more tapered, it's better for applying more pigment with the eyeshadow so that it's more of an impact than just a colour. So it's better for base, and then this one's better for blending things out, so everything kind of works together in the end after making a bit of a mess. So I'm just going to use the colour Sweet, which is a bit more of a, it's kind of a purpley with a bit of burgundy in and some glitters. So the one I used before was matte, so I've got my matte kind of purple base, and then I'm going to use the darker purple just to go out of the corners and onto my eyelid just near the edges, just to kind of deepen it up a bit and give more of a interesting look than just having one colour on my eyes. So I'm just going to start in the crease. These eyeshadows are actually super pigmented. Like, I'm not sure how pigmented the Too Faced ones are, so if you do own one of the original Too Faced chocolate palettes, let me know down below what you think of them. The problem is I do get a bit of fallout, so I'm just going to take my powder brush and just sweep it away. So I do notice with some of the more darker colours and the shimmery colours, they do have a bit more fallout, which is very annoying because I'm very pale as well. You don't want to have fallout because then it goes underneath. It takes ages to get rid of these bags under my eyes. So when I finally conceal and kind of get rid of them, and then I get black underneath them, I have to start all over again. And when you're in a rush, you just want to get ready and get it done. Can be pretty infuriating. So I'm just going around the tops, and I do kind of come into the corner but not quite all the way, and then I just do here. So it's kind of like a weird comma, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. And then I'll just have to brush away any fallout, and I will clean up the edges near the end. It's just, usually I use my eyeshadow before I put concealer on, but because I don't want to scare any of you, I decided to do it first. So I'm going to do exactly the same just on the other side. You do have to be quite light-handed with some of the colours in this palette particularly, because I find they are quite pigmented and a lot of glitter in them. They do come out darker than in the pan, and when you apply it, I think it's because you think cheap Superdrug high street palettes are gonna be, I don't know, not as pigmented or a bit cheap or a bit crap, so then you pack it on and then all of a sudden you're like, oh okay, maybe it's more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. I don't have to dip my brush into the pan that much either to get more pigment. Usually once is quite enough. I mean, my makeup style isn't quite for everyone because when I'm not at work I do more of a extreme arty kind of look than my normal everyday looking rough look. Okay, so I've got both of the purpley colours on. I am now just going to do a bit of kind of blending with a lighter colour to make it mix together a bit better. I'm going to use this brush, which is actually a mermaid tail brush, and this was £1. I got this from Home Bargains. I don't know why I bought it. Usually you think these brushes are going to be really cheap and synthetic-y, plasticky rubbish. But actually it's alright, I use this daily, so I have Real Techniques brushes, but I keep reaching for this for my eyeshadow because I just feel like it blends really well. So I'm actually going to use the colour, what is Creme Brulee, which is next to Candy, the one we used as our first one. So let me know how my ring light is, because I'm using the ring light that Nick got me, hoping it's making my light a bit more consistent. I can turn it down, this is on almost the brightest, but I know I'm quite pale, so it is washing me out a little bit. So maybe I need to turn it down. I won't now because the lighting will just go all over the place. It does make your skin look nicer, like my skin's terrible in real life, trust me. But I'm not sure if you can see the pigmentation or the colour of products, so it might not be the best if I have it this bright, or maybe I need to use one that's a bit more, I don't know, a bit more warm light than a cool light to show the colours a bit more. So I'm just putting these in the inner corner of my eye, and then I'm just blending into the colours we put in before near the front. So I'm not going near the back too much, just under my brow bone, just to kind of highlight it. But then in the front I'm gonna just blendy. Professional words I'm using. blendy blendy. Bit eye blendy blendy. And it just kind of makes it, I mean, I'm not a makeup artist and my makeup's not brilliant, but it works for me. So I'm just going to swipe away any fallout I may have. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It was just at the start in this bit here. But I might have to conceal a bit, hopefully not. So I'm actually going to use a new product. I have used this before. If you watch my birthday vlog, I showed that I bought this from Superdrug with the lip topper as well, but I'm not going to use the lip topper today. But this is just the holographic eyeshadow topper from Barry M. It's their new holographic range, and this is in shade Stardust. So it's kind of like a purpley, greeny, pinky, just lots of colours mixed together, but predominantly more of a purpley pink. They do a more green one, a blue one, and one what's a bit more purple rather than a pinky purple. But it's really pretty. It's quite like a wet formula, and it's not meant to be just an eyeshadow on its own. It's supposed to be an eyeshadow topper. That's what it's kind of advertised as, an eyeshadow topper. And the lip toppers are advertised as a lip topper instead of just actually like a lipstick. But you can wear them on their own. I wear it on its own all the time and it's really pretty. Just, I think having colour beneath the toppers makes the holographic look just come out a bit more. It's quite a wet formula, but it does dry down, not completely so it's matte, but it does dry down so it doesn't move around as much. And it just has a little doe foot applicator like a lip gloss, so you can swipe it on your lids. And then I sometimes blend it out. Depending how much product comes out, it's a little bit hard to not make it patchy and have like a good ratio of product coming out for the same amount of this eye to the other eye, because it's not as easy as like an eyeshadow. But I'll put it on. It is really pretty, and because I put purples on, it should kind of show up a little bit more. So I just take a little bit out and then I scrape it on the side, because it's like a lip gloss, like sometimes it has like way too much. And then I'm just going to put it on my lid and then move it outwards so it's going to the top of where I've got the darker purples. It's quite refreshing actually, because it's a wet formula. It's nice and cold, so if you're tired it does make your eyes feel nicer. It is a bit patchy though. It is hard to kind of work with, but I do really like them. I think it just takes a lot of getting used to using more. I think cream products in general are a bit more harder to use, but it's coming out really nicely. I'm going to avoid this corner of my eye, so the outer corner, because I want it more to be near the middle to make it more glowy and draw more attention to the centre and the inner corner of my eye rather than the outer corner. So I actually use the applicator to kind of blend it. I haven't used a brush to blend it. I'm a bit scared to, in case it goes really wrong and takes everything off. But I don't know if you can see, it's really pretty and it really stands out. It is very pigmented if you have it on top of another eyeshadow. So I'll just do the same again on the other eye, just doing the inner corners to the centre. So there we go. I might have to put some more mascara on because I've got it on my eyelashes. Obviously I'd usually do my mascara after, but I don't want to look too much of an alien or show too many things, as will be here all day. But it's super pretty. I really like it. I want to pick up some more colours actually, like the green and the blue looks really beautiful. So if you put it with similar eyeshadow colours, it really does help make the colour of the actual topper show up a bit more better, and it just kind of adds like a nice glowy effect to it. It's a lot prettier in person than I think it's going to pick up on camera. It's quite hard to kind of see. You need more like daylight to see that it kind of glows. So I'm just going to finish my skin because I did my foundation and my powder, but I didn't do my contour. So you're going to laugh at this palette because it's basically all gone. I'm trying to use all of it. I'm one of those people that has to use the very last bit of the products because I hate wasting things. But this is the contour palette from Collection, and I think they do it in 2 shades. I'm not too sure. If so, I would have got the lighter shade. And it comes with a highlight and a contour, obviously, which isn't really there anymore. So I'm gonna either repurchase this again because it's the only one that doesn't look so orangey on my skin tone. So if you're really pale, this is a good one for you. I think it's more natural looking, good for contouring, not just like an orangey bronzer. So I'm just going to use my MAC 133, and this is what I use for contouring daily. So it's just kind of like a small stippling brush, and I suck in my cheeks and just go along here. I go like a 3 shape, so I go up to my forehead because my forehead's quite large, and then down here, and then I do under my chin to get rid of all that chocolate I've been eating, and here on my chin as well, and just under, just everywhere to create some shade. This palette is so sad. It's like I daren't show you because it would just go everywhere. I definitely, this is quite cheap to be fair, so you can get it from collection for about, must have been about like £6. So I'm just going to contour. I have a little bit of cheekbone here, what exists somewhat, not a lot, but it's really hard if you're a pale girl like me to find makeup that kind of suits you. Like, for example, foundation's hard enough as it is, high street foundation anyway, unless you want to spend quite a bit of money and get like MAC or NARS, I believe, do some really good pale. But high street, they tend, I think they are getting better, but they tend to run on the more orangey side. Okay, so that is my contour done. It's not showing up amazingly on camera because I'm so pale, but it just gives me a bit more definition and colour, so I don't look so much like the moon from Bear in the Big Blue House. So I'm going to use some blush, and I've run out of the blush that I always use. That's like the other palette, it just smashed and then I'd run out of it. It was Maybelline Plum. This is in the shade Gorgeous Berries. So it's kind of like a really nice berry, pinky purpley plum. So it was quite similar, just this is a lot more pigmented, and when you're quite pale, pigmented blushes are a bit more hard to work with without making it look like you've ran a marathon. So I'm just going to use the Real Techniques 300 brush. So I'm just going to dab really lightly and then kind of dust off the excess because these are quite pigmented. And as much as I do like having a bit of colour on me, I think just because of the way my skin is, like my skin tone, it can just look a bit too porcelain dolly. Like I've just went into my mum's makeup and put loads of blusher on, because I used to do that as a kid. So we're going to go in with a highlighter. I have not used this yet. It is, everyone was going crazy about these kind of rainbow highlighters, and a lot of people were picking ones up from Claire's, what were like kids ones. I found this actually in body care. It's from the brand Technique, which you'll see in cheaper kind of drugstores, beauty shop, and it's the Prism Rainbow Highlighter. So it starts like the rainbow, it's blue, purple, pink, yellow, green. So I'm just going to use another Real Techniques brush. This is just like a shading brush or whatever you call it. I can't remember, it was in a set. I just use this for my highlighter, so I'm just going to go a little bit under my brow bone. I have some eyeshadow there, so I don't need too much. Down the bridge of my nose, up my temples, on the top of my cheekbones, cupid's bow, chin, forehead, and lately I've been putting a little bit underneath my contour just because I just feel a bit dead at the minute. I don't get a lot of sun. So you could actually just use like one of the colours. So if you wanted just yellowy or you wanted just like a pearly pink, you could just use one, but you can use all three. But I'm just gonna sweep through all of them, dust it off, and then start here. I'm kind of scared because it has green in. I mean, blue's fine. Yellow's not too bad because I do have a kind of goldy one. Oh, it is quite kind of blue. So I don't know if it's picking up, but it is very blue toned. It's a little bit like the Barry drops, which I tested out in like Moonbeam. So next up, I'm going to do my bottom eyelashes. I'm using at the minute the Miss Baby Roll Volume Mascara in purple, which is from L'Oreal. I'm just gonna do this on the bottom of my eyelashes, and it does dry down darker. So I just do the inner bit of my eyes and work all the way to the outfits. Next, I'm going to do my little trademark thing I do most of the time. I usually do 2 stars. So I use this Toki Doki eye tattoo stamper, and it's a star on one end. So this end is just like a star, and you print it on, and a lot of brands are coming out with this now, but this is the one I found about a year ago from Primark. The other end is just a normal eyeliner, and it's the best eyeliner I've ever used. Makes it so easy to do cat eye, though I rarely do them. So I'm just going to stamp. I usually do on a day-to-day basis, I just do 2 stars. But I'm just going to do 1 star here. And usually I do one above that. I'm actually going to use something else. So I have this Heng Fang double eyeliner, cute smooth line. I actually bought this off of eBay, and this is the same as the Toki Doki one, but on this side it is a moon. But I've just been putting this above here, so it's like a star and a moon. I'm just going to stamp it here lightly, so I have a little star and a moon. So I'm just going to use a brownie eyeliner. These are from, I think it's Natural Collection. I've had these a while, probably should throw them away by now, but they're just the best eyeliners for doing in my waterline and kind of doing in the corner of my eye to make my eyes look a bit more defined. So I'm just gonna use this in my waterline, and I usually do like a little triangle shape like a cat eye in the inner corner. So I just kind of go out to the outer corner a little bit. I'm not doing a cat eye or anything today or putting an eyeliner on. So I'm just going to go in with some glitter. I usually put glitter on my inner corners. So I'm just going to use this Collection Glam Crystals gel liner, which is in the shade Hustle. So I have a few of these. I have ones in a gold and one what's in more of just a silver, and this is multicolours, so it's silver with like rainbow effect in it. Go quite nice with my highlights. So I literally just dab this in my inner corners where I've put my little cat looking flick, and then I also do it in the inner corner of my eye and go up, and there we go. I have glittery eyes, and it just kind of like helps my eyes kind of pop out a bit more and my face not look as moony. So the last thing we're going to try out today, I actually bought this a little while ago and I just never tried it. I wanted to wait to do a video or something. And like the eyeliner, it is Toki Doki, and it's their lip art Perfect Peach, and I just love the packaging for Toki Doki, a brand what are very inspired by kind of like Japanese street style, so all of the background is very cute, and this was only £2.50, so I shall take it out the packaging and see how it looks on my lips. So this is really good for doing your lip line, because I don't actually have like a prominent lip line from burns. I have a lot of scar tissue around my mouth, so I do, when I do my lips, I have to kind of recreate my lip line, and guess what it is? Because of the way this kind of crayon is pointed, it's really helpful. It feels like a lip balm more than like a lipstick or anything. Overall, I'm impressed. I really like this. It's a really nice nude. It's very natural looking. It's not cheapy, you know, when you have like the really cheapy kind of lip balms and it kind of, well, lipsticks, and it kind of goes on patchy or just looks a bit weird. It's not patchy at all, and it really helped with lining my lips. It's just a nice colour, so I think I'm going to use this as a really good like everyday nude. I'm not very good with wearing colour on my lips. Because of my lip line, I get very worried that it's very wonky because it's hard to try and recreate my lips. So I usually stick to nudes mainly, and I usually do like a crazy thing with my eyes, like glitter, purple stamps. So if I have stuff on my lips, I feel like I'm way too much and I'm not keen on people looking at me. And I feel like wearing red lipstick, people just look at you. I naturally look at people that have red lipstick on, I'm like, ooh. So if I do it, I feel like people are going to stare at me because it's quite like vibrant. But yeah, for £2.50, it's not bad. I think it's very pretty. So yes, this is the finished look using a few new products and testing things out. It's usually what I kind of wear. I really like the Barry M holographic eye topper. It really makes your eyes pop out. The lip, which I only just tried today by Toki Doki, is really pretty. I'm very impressed with that. It's so natural and I wish I picked more up. The I Heart Makeup palette in Chocolate Elixir, I have loved that for ages now, since Christmas. It's a fairly new product to me anyway, and I just love the colour, so I'd pick that up. If you like eyeshadows and you like the Too Faced ones but you can't afford them like me, then try them out because I think they're really good quality for the money. The rainbow highlighter, I'm not overly impressed. I thought it's going to be more rainbowy rather than kind of bluey. I thought it was going to have like a spectrum of colours, but it more came out just kind of blue, which is very pretty, but just not what was kind of advertised. So for £2 I can't really complain, but maybe the more premium brands would be a bit more pigmented and more of the multicolour look. The Max Factor blush I do like. It's not too bad. If I use the Real Techniques brushes, I can do it so it's not too pigmented. It is super pigmented, so you only need a tiny bit. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like any more makeup videos or any product testings, then please just give this a like and I shall try and do some. I might try and do one with my first Too Faced palette, so I'll do a look for that. I know it's old news now, but for people like me what don't buy the nice stuff all the time, it might be interesting. So if you want to keep up to date with my new uploads, then just press subscribe. I would love to see you join my little family, which is of like one. So thanks guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!